Thank you, Carl. 2 o'clock. It is 2 o'clock. And I will call this meeting to order, meeting of the Board of Trustees of Weatherford College, Thursday, August 8th, 2019. It's 2 p.m. We're in the Allene Strain Community Room, the Dow Student Center, and we are here to consider and act on the following agenda. And I'm glad to see all of you here. So we've had to call to order, and we always rely on Brent to pray over us. So with you, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Please bow with me. We're very thankful to you, God, for this day, for this board and these volunteers that are spending their time serving this college, for our faculty and staff, administration, and especially our students. Lord, as they get ready for the new year, please bless them, protect them, guide them into their next year, and help it to be a great year here at Weatherford College. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brent. If you'll stand, I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Item 2 is the open forum. Crystal?
We have none.
None? Okay. And item 3 is the president's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair and members of the Weatherford College Board of Trustees, I would like to give a few brief recognitions, a testing report, employee notices, and an enrollment update. Recognitions. I would like to begin by recognizing Mr. Ralph Willingham and his assistant Tammy Peters for their exceptional work with our student veterans. Ralph and Tammy, please stand and hold up your plaque so that we can give you a round of applause. Ralph was recently awarded the Diana Davis Award by the Western Association of Veterans Education Specialists for his exceptional service to veterans. Ralph has been an employee of Weatherford College for 46 years and is a longtime member of the Weatherford Optimist Club. Ralph and Tammy, thank you again for the exceptional service that you provide to our students. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Congratulations to Agriculture Program Director Vance Christie and our WC Ag students for their recent honors at the 91st Annual Texas State FFA Convention. WC was the only community college in the state that competed against universities, and I am very proud to report that our WC students defeated students from major universities. WC students Hannah Haynes, Elise Swanson, and Megan Younger won both team and individual contests. Collectively, the group did a great job of both representing and marketing Weatherford College. Approximately 50 area high school students recently participated in the Upward Bound Summer Academy program at Weatherford College. WC Upward Bound Program Director Jeff Calden and his team did a great job of exposing these students to higher education opportunities. And finally, I would like to congratulate Bob Glenn, Brent Baker, and the entire Weatherford College Foundation Board. Many new permanently endowed scholarships have been created over the summer. We experienced a 112% year-to-date increase in philanthropy in the first quarter of 2019, and an off-the-charts 225.2% year-to-date increase in philanthropy in the second quarter of 2019. And the best news is that our third quarter increases will exceed the first 2 quarters combined. Great job to Bob, Brent, and the entire WC Foundation Board. Annual testing report. Weatherford College administered 320 GED tests from January 1st through December 31st, 2018, and took in revenue of $5,282.50. The GEDs administered in 2018 through June numbered 201, bringing in $3,470. And through June of 2019, 127 GE tests were administered with a revenue of $1,875. The HiSET tests that were administered from January 1st through December 31st, 2018, there were 35 of those tests administered, bringing in revenue of $370. The HiSETs in 2018 through June, 29 administered at $320 revenue, and 9 additional in 2019 through June, bringing in a revenue of $130. Employee notices. DMAC Local requires the college president to provide the names of contract employees that have resigned since the last board meeting. In accordance with this policy, the following individuals have submitted resignations. Our nursing instructor, Shirley Greenway, has resigned with an effective date of 8/31/2019, and our economics instructor, Yuan Yan, resigned with an effective date of 8/19/2019. We thank Shirley and Jan for their service and wish them the very best in future endeavors. Enrollment update. We had record high enrollment in the Summer 1 session with a total of 1,755 students. We also had record enrollment in the Summer 2 session with a total of 1,219 students. This summer we've done a better job than ever of getting our students to register early, so the enrollment numbers may narrow a bit this year as we approach the fall census date. With 36 days remaining prior to the fall 2019 census date, the preliminary enrollment projections currently indicate a 2.5% year-to-date increase in enrollment. However, due to the increase in early enrollment, we anticipate a flattening as the summer progresses and are likely to end up near last year's record high enrollment. Madam Chair, that concludes the President's report.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fromberg. Okay, we move to agenda item number 4, which is the consent agenda and financial reports. We normally approve the minutes, and I've gone over them and saw no corrections. Did anybody see anything in the minutes? Okay. Financial reports ending July 31st, 2019. Sealed bids for the color and web printing services. Sealed bids for National Science Foundation grant-funded industrial training systems. Sealed bids for food service products and supplies. And the policy requires that we publicize future board meeting dates and times, and that's been taken care of. All of these sealed bids have been dealt with by the appropriate entities on campus, and normally we approve the consent agenda with one motion. Do I hear such a motion?
I so move.
Second. A second. Thank you. All approved? All in favor? Thank you. Okay. We now move to consideration and possible action on the proposal of the 2019 ad valorem tax rate and scheduling of public hearings. This, of course, is a major item in the eyes of a lot of our constituents because it will affect local taxes. And this is an item that Dr. Cantrell and her crew have worked very diligently on, and Dr. Farmer and lots of other people. So Andrew, would you lead us through that?
Yes, it's definitely a campus-wide effort that we started
Oh, absolutely.
early on,
Absolutely.
9 months ago probably, you could say. Tuesday afternoon, a budget workshop was conducted with you and the Board of Trustees and Administration. A balanced budget of $60,269,146 was presented at that time. I informed you that the adjustments would be made to the Wise County revenue, branch maintenance tax revenue line item, since we just received that information before walking into the workshop. That has been adjusted at this time, and a revised balanced budget has been sent to you by email, and also I think there's a hard copy sitting at your place. And it's now on the Weatherford College website. The total budget remains at $60,269,146. The only changes made to the budget were the branch maintenance tax revenue was adjusted for the Wise County, reflecting the growth in certified valuation, and was increased. It did increase the tax revenue by $240,817 to a total tax revenue of $3,500,000. And there was a reduction in the transfer from reserves required by the same amount, lowering it to $365,490. I would like to clarify a point that was made during the discussion on salaries, though. In communicating to the board on page 24 of the presentation, a bullet was presented saying that the overload and part-time salaries had been increased by 8%. This was intended to be overload and adjunct faculty salaries. A lot of times it's adjunct, part-time instructional. And part-time salaries for classified will be done on a case-by-case basis. And there's been a line item compensation contingency put in the budget that was there on Tuesday to allow for people to review the part-time individuals, and for those that have been here over a period of time, and we do allow, which we've always done. There are times that we do adjust those salaries as we get into the year on the part-time. Hopefully I've answered board members' questions thoroughly. Please let me know if you have further questions at this time on the budget.
Anybody?
Okay. In the budget workshop, we reviewed the three main revenue sources, which are state appropriations, tuition and fees, and local taxes. Necessary expenditures were discussed, and a rate that would be a sufficient rate of revenue to fund the necessary budget for 2019-20 was recommended to the board. The total rate recommended at this time was .11495 total rate, split up into .11022 maintenance and operations and .00473 for debt service. This rate equates to a 7.59% over the effective, and exceeds the effective rollback rate of .10684, but remains well under last year's rate of 11.947 and the rollback rate of .11496. As required by law, you will be required to hold 2 public hearings before adopting the budget and setting the tax rate on August 29th, since we are exceeding the effective rate. The meetings are proposed to take place on Monday, August the 19th at 12 p.m. and August the 22nd at 5 p.m. We have also placed at your table a copy of the required newspaper posting that will appear in the paper this coming Saturday. And that is making the people aware of what the vote was, of when the hearings will be, and what the rates are proposed at. Are there any other questions at this time?
Any questions? Judy? No? Any? Thank you. So we need to meet, as a board, we need to meet our responsibility to approve this. I will read the motion. The motion is proposed to adopt the 2019 ad valorem tax rate of 0.11495, which Andrew has read you. It's in 2 parts. And on August 29, 2019, and confirm the tax hearing dates and times of August 19th, 2019 at 12 p.m. and August 22nd, 2019 at 5 p.m. Do we make that motion today?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
That's
Okay.
required proposal.
Yes.
Okay. So we are moving to approve this proposal, okay? Which we will fully approve then later. So do I hear a motion to that effect?
I so move.
So move. A second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So this moves us to agenda item number 6.
Wait, can I just interject?
yes.
Can I just say a big thank you? I asked you a zillion and 4 questions, and you were so patient and answered all of them, so I really do appreciate the
Well, if
extra
you have
time.
a gazillion and more questions, I'll answer those.
Well,
too.
thank you very much.
Thank
So.
you.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you for that. We all appreciate that kind of
Thank you for
work.
your,
Sure,
both.
we do. And it feels like the college is moving forward in really good shape without any kind of raising taxes, in any sort of formal sense. And that's makes me happy, and I imagine lots of other people. Okay, so in reports, we will begin with 6A, Guided Pathways Update. So that brings us back to Dr. Cantrell.
The Pathway Leadership Team met yesterday to finalize the application for round 2 of the Texas Pathways.
Yeah.
Once received by this Texas Success Center, there will be a selection committee from Texas Success which will place all colleges and cadres, and they will conduct interviews with the presidents and other institutional leaders before they make their selection of who's included for the coming round. On September the 1st, the Texas Success Center will notify all of the college of selection decisions and post press releases. The application process forced the team to look at our accomplishments as well as our weaknesses in the Guided Pathway project. In an effort for you to gain greater insight into this process, I plan to read little snippets from the comments across the college-wide team. The application process focused on 4 main questions. Number 1, what did you expect to happen during round 1 of your Texas Pathways work? Well, the team said the institutional goal was to educate everyone in every division of the college on what Texas Pathways is all about. Student success on certificate or degree completion, as well as timely and seamless transfer to 4-year institutions. They also had a desire that the student advisors and faculty, they recognize that they're all a fulcrum of the pathways of success. Proper advising, alignment of core courses with fields of study, and identifying prohibitive barriers are paramount to our pathways of success for these students. Helping identify financial resources as well as reliable internet connectivity for students are essential roles of our financial aid and technology. A friendly user web page as the first line of information delivery to students is critical. As such, all divisions of the institution were expected to be involved in round 1 Texas Pathways work. The expectation was to build trust across the institution and allow everyone to have ownership of the process in our order to promote positive engagement of all constituents for a clear understanding of pathway goals without generating or burnout fatigue. What actually occurred is the second question. We organized multiple workshops with all divisions of the college to have a clear understanding of Texas Pathway goals, as well as come up with strategies on how we as an institution could meet these goals. The instructional divisions identified their discipline-specific fields of study and sequentially aligned each with the core courses to meet the following criteria of high school endorsements, learning outcome skills, employment opportunities, and ease of credit transfer. Advisors and faculty participated in joint workshops to identify pre-registration and post-registration barriers, as well as how to mitigate those barriers. The perception of many, especially among faculty, was this was just another project within goals. The communication gap between the advisors and faculty initially proved to be a barrier that needed to be focused on. Getting faculty to attend pathway conferences at crucial times during the semester has helped the college advance in its round 1 of Texas Path work. What went well in your Texas Pathways work and why? The procurement of the new ERP software to enhance all transactional or business communication across the institution was accomplished, thanks to the Board of Trustees for approving that for us. The new ERP implementation is in process, moving along well. Should September 1 be opening the door to the new system. The college also acquired new surveying and data management tools to help us develop more data-informed processes. Communication bridges among silos have begun to be constructed. Faculty and advisors have participated in departmental information sharing sessions in which participants get updates and discuss issues that need to be resolved. This series is set to occur annually. Pathways leadership team grew over the time of the last 2 years, involving more people in it. Monthly meetings and continuing discussions were helpful to preserve and build momentum. We had a board member attend last fall, Institute number 5, and having that support meant a lot to the people, the team yesterday as they discussed this. Provides a much needed confirmation that we are moving in the right direction. And number 4, the final question to us was, what can be improved in round 2 for your Texas Pathway work and how? First of all, communication still seems to be our main obstacle. We are still developing ways to be more effective to facilitate communication among all constituents of the institution. Another obstacle has been providing one clear and consistent voice for the institution regarding pathways. This is a challenging task because we have so many dominant voices continuing to be in the conversation. But that's a good thing too. They're continuing
Yes,
on
it
with
is.
us. Silos have been very real and apparent. Working with each other to facilitate student success demands that we reach out to and collaborate with one another. We cannot continue to operate in isolation with our own department walls. There is a balance between making sure all voices are being heard and having a clear path towards in decisions. Weatherford College is still working on that balance. Weatherford College has worked to cultivate trust and a culture of caring for our students and the faculty and staff. We still have a good deal of room for growth and improvement. A couple of months ago, Adam Finley spoke to you all about the work that has been accomplished in the student service area, and Vice President Mike Indy, our representative, will be speaking to you next month about some of the work that is being done in the instructional area pertaining to guided pathways and removing barriers from students. I believe the culture is changing at Weatherford College with the work that has been accomplished with guided pathways, and Weatherford College is being transformed into a culture of caring to improve student success.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. As a person who spent a good bit of my active life in the trenches at this college, it makes me wish that I was young enough to still be teaching and be a part of this. And I'm glad to be a part of it from where we're sitting up here, because the board has shown strong support for this initiative, and we appreciate what's being done. We do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Indy, are you ready to talk to us about the demand study?
Sure, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
There's not much to update you on this month. In the summer, people tend to go on vacation. It's a good time for us to get work done. The work that we're doing right now, which is going to lead us toward the pathways material that Dr. Cantwell's spoken to you about, is the implementation of the ERP and getting the campus labs resources that you helped us to procure online. That's the surveying tools. We'll pilot that with our faculty and staff at Fall In Service on August 23rd. If you're interested in seeing that system in use, we'll use it as we begin to talk about pathways and a culture of caring within the institution. And Mr. Butler, when he's not busy digging up information for us, is busy somewhere off alone loading the ERP, as I understand it, and putting materials in so that we have a solid foundation for the work we have moving forward. So we hope to have some meaningful new data for you shortly after our September our September board meeting with you to talk about what we pulled out of our survey with our faculty and staff and where we're headed with the new instruments that we have.
Okay, now do you have any questions, anybody?
Yes, I have nothing but positive feelings about the things that's been said here. But I'm just very anxious about turning that into actual students in Wise County, and that is hoping that those good positive works that you're doing will create a a curriculum there that is responsive to the students' need. We're not getting, in my opinion about Wise County, we're just not getting the student numbers that it appears that we ought to have. That may not be a correct assumption on my part. It just seems that though as Wise County grows and its population is growing and those young people that need education grows, we need to look carefully at what we're providing for them and what we can provide for them there, utilizing all the information gathering capabilities that you have. I think you're doing a great job, but that's an area that concerns all of us about Wise County campus. We've got some good vibes over there among the population and the support. But we do need to serve the students, in my judgment, much better or develop it in order to maintain those good vibes among the Wise County population and taxpayers.
Thank you, Dr. Morlett. Thank you. Okay, so Mike, are you ready to give us an
Sure.
update on the Vet Tech program?
I'm thrilled to give you an update on the Vet Tech program. Dustin Deal is here from the city. We spoke yesterday and today, and they have, you correct me if I'm wrong, okay, they have secured all the funding necessary to complete the surgical center.
Yeah,
And that is a
like
huge thing.
Uh-huh.
They've got some processes to go through, but that will lead to groundbreaking and to the beginning of the construction of that very much needed facility and our partnership having a physical plant to live in, and we are just thrilled about that. On our end of this, we're working on revising the interlocal agreement. Dustin and I are going to work on redrafting that so that we can get sign-off from both entities, and that'll formalize the agreement moving forward. Dr. Garofalo, Mr. Christie, and Dr. Ebay will meet with Vice President Baker to talk about a marketing strategy, and also we're going to look at options for gaining funding for things like scholarships, but also the large equipment purchases that are going to be necessary for the Vet Tech program. We've heard a lot about people wanting to participate in the program, and we think that energy is probably out there. Now that we have a secured start date, we feel, and now that we know we've got the physical plant, I think that's where we're going to head next, is to look for support, funding sources for those things. We had a meeting in late July with the new Ag and Business and Communication Department to talk about issues of concern and what we're doing moving forward, and I think that went very well. We discussed the alignment of veterinary technology and veteran assistant program, the veterinary assistant program, with the Ag Business and Communication program, and the fact that Dean Boswell will be working with us to support the writing of any documentation that's required for the AVMA so that we can get the program accredited. Dean Boswell is the most experienced member of our academic administrative staff in terms of workforce education programs, their development and proposals. And so she has already agreed to work with Dr. Ebay, Dr. Garofalo, Vance, with me, to make sure that we have a proposal that is as successful as we've been with the baccalaureate degree nursing proposal, which will go to the THECB next week. And so we're very much looking forward to that. For future items, we're talking about a marketing plan, as you know. We're working on getting the documentation of the coursework ready for the catalog for the spring 2020. We start that really as we come back in the fall. Application for the AVMA program to initiate will be in spring of 2020 as well. We're still discussing whether we will start the program as a single tier of first-year students or if we'll have enough ability and interest from this. We know we have interest from returning vet assistants in getting into the program and doing the vet tech program. We want to make sure that we can do that very, very well, because when you initiate that second year cohort, you trigger the visit from the AVMA. So we want to make sure we're online with that. We'd like to start that as soon as we practicably can. We'll be adding the vet tech program formally to the proposed budget as we begin the fall. As Andrew said, it's about a 9-month process, so we'll start building that in. There are elements of the vet tech program in the budget that you've already seen. Those elements are associated with vet assisting in that budget, in case you're wondering, like changes to full-time faculty in addition to new personnel. And then we're planning on beginning in fall 2020. Are there any questions about the program?
I just have a comment about that. That's what, this sounds wonderful. It's very positive. It's just exactly right in my opinion about it. But and there's not a bad about it, but I know that the students of Wise County can go right over here and take that vet neck program, and that's wonderful. Any movement to move any part of it over into Wise County?
Well, we're not talking about moving the program to Wise County. We are talking about
any part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
there is.
Okay.
What we're finding out is that our local high schools in dual credit are doing some training in the vet assisting area. And we see different tiers of operation in the vet assisting and vet tech program. So we want to be very clear with them about what can be done at the dual credit level to prepare a student for working in that field. How that relates to what we do for our vet assisting certification, and what exactly that would mean if one decided to go further into either the vet tech or other areas of veterinary medicine. We want to make sure we're very clear with students about that, because it's important that when they take ours, they understand where they'll apply and what they apply for. But yes, we are looking into doing that, and we think that's the best pipeline right now, not only for Wise County, but for Palo Pinto County, Weatherford County, for Hood County, Jack County. It's a really wonderful opportunity for students who are already involved in things like agriculture, but who might have an interest in veterinary care. So that's where we're headed. And Dr. Garofalo is assisting us with that, along with Janetta Cruz's staff for workforce, and Sarah Locke, who heads the e-learning and dual credit area.
May I make a quick comment?
Sure.
I kind of refer to you guys, Dustin Deal, Dr. Garofalo, and Dr. Glenn as the dynamic trio. I've just been overwhelmed at not even a campaign and how much money you've raised. If I'm calculating correctly, you've gotten over $150,000. Am I correct on that with grants and?
Oh yeah, no, we've at this point, I think in total we've raised close to like 1.7, 1.8
Okay.
million.
Okay, I was just aware of the most recent donations, so y'all
Yeah.
are the dynamic trio.
Oh yeah, just recently there
Yeah.
was like 220,000.
Yeah, and that's without even any kind of campaign or anything. It's just materialized, and so thank you for that. I did want to say a special thank you, if I may, to Dr. Garofalo. First of all, your leadership, your team building skills with Weatherford College and the city of Weatherford. To me, you're not only a role model for women in leadership roles, but you're a role model for women in science, which we know is greatly lacking, and you've done that with grace and elegance and a bit of strength when it took it. And so thank you very much for that. I appreciate how many hours you must have worked, hopefully not uncompensated, for the extra duties of getting this program together, so thank you for that. You've just really taken sure to kind of facilitate between Weatherford College with Dustin, who I think y'all have such a wonderful working rapport. It's evident, I think, just to the casual observer. And when I talk to my vets across Parker County, they are so complimentary of you. They use words like integrity, skill, trustworthiness every time your name comes up, and that's a great compliment to you with these really crusty individuals. I also wanted to thank Dr. Arlene Atkins. I think she's gone just way above and beyond for her many contributions and her wonderful skill set to make sure that this program is starting out smoothly and has good foundation. Thank you very much. Really appreciate all you've done.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. I wonder if you guys would stand for us. Dustin, would you get your group, and Dr. Garofalo, would you stand and let us thank you? And I think that this was just an idea not that many months ago.
Right.
And where we are today with it's astounding, and we're really happy. It is good. Okay, so now, let me find my place. Oh, we do Adam with student success.
And I believe Dr. O'Mara is going to present on Wise County this month.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Adam. Madam Chair, Trustees, President Farmer. I am Daniel J. O'Mara. I'm your Dean at the Wise County campus at Weatherford College, and I do look forward to this rather short presentation in that it summarizes our purpose on the Wise County campus. Our recent accomplishments, the strategic direction that we're taking under the guidance of our current administration, and the services for the community that we serve. Let me begin this short presentation by highlighting the over 55 faculty and staff on the Wise County campus that make that campus run. Each and every single one of them contributes to the pathways that our students need to meet success. Each and every one of them contribute to the wonderful environment that our community takes advantage of quite often, and I will address that in just a minute. Let me address some of the recent accomplishments in terms of support of student success. In terms of instruction, like I said, our faculty continue to support a 21st century learning environment that supports the guided pathways initiatives that are taking place, not just in the state of Texas, but throughout the country. 100% of that faculty teach dual credit and online in support of that 21st century environment. 100% of our adjunct faculty on the Wise County campus receive overwhelmingly positive comments. Retention initiatives that help support not just the student piece, but the community piece. In support of statewide initiatives to include the promotion of efficient completion of degrees and credentials, 60 by 30 Texas, and dual credit to include our guided pathways initiatives, we at the Wise County campus at Weatherford College are focusing on improving and enhancing existing programs and reviewing future possibilities. Program improvement plan. I'm going to thank Dr. Adkins for allowing me to take this opportunity to look into a year-long improvement plan that addresses increasing enrollment numbers for some of our non-traditional students at the Wise County campus at Weatherford College. Currently, 42.5% of our students are non-traditional. The definition of non-traditional for the purposes of this conversation are students that are 25 or older. This particular piece holds fast to the mission of the Weatherford College, as well as making a commitment to increased achievement of this particular population. In order to help support this increasing population on our campuses, we're looking at initiatives, retention initiatives that are working with our traditional age students. In support of that, our Academic Resource Center, we have relocated our reading and writing tutoring to the Academic Resource Center, our library. We're currently measuring student engagement with reading and writing tutors following this particular relocation, and we will continue to monitor the impact of this change on our students. And hopefully by the end of the fall semester, I will have a report with quantitative data allowing you to understand that we hope that this particular relocation piece will help support student retention initiatives. A new student orientation. With the increase of our Hispanic population in Wise County, it was recently reported that Bridgeport Independent School District has seen a 54% of its Hispanic population increase. The Wise County campus of Weatherford College now offers a new student orientation in Spanish facilitated by native Spanish speakers. This summer alone, over 100 students attended a new student orientation on the Wise County campus. In terms of services for the community that we serve, facilities use by the public has been an ongoing piece of what we would consider to be an enrollment piece insofar as the community views what we do on campus through this engagement. Hopefully they will gain a better understanding that the educational foundation that their students have, whether they're traditional or non-student, can begin at Weatherford College. So over the summer, the Wise County campus hosted numerous events with community partners, and we saw over 250 participants. Just yesterday, we hosted a joint Wise County law enforcement K-9 team in support of their ongoing training needs. And I'm very proud to announce to this board that those dogs did not alert for contraband at all as they searched on our campus. So I'm very happy to report that. We support our Wise County 4-H, our Chambers of Commerce, the Wise Hope Law Enforcement Training, and our school counselor in services. Those are some of the community partners that take advantage of our community service space. At our first annual robotics event, over 80 Wise County high school students and their parents attended. We hope to make this an annual event on the Wise County campus in the summer, coupled with a coding camp spearheaded by Mr. Terry Paddock, our science instructor on the Wise County campus. Insofar as campus beautification is concerned, our facility supervisor, Mr. Tony Hertz, and I'm proud to say this, on his own time, has created what we now call the Welcome Garden. As our community enters the main building, through the main doorway, they now see this beautiful garden that is dedicated to everyone, not just our students, but to our community as a whole. And we view that as part of this wonderful campus called Wise County. We are currently the recipients of a $16,000 Pretty Foundation grant in support of the Strings Ensemble class. And I would like to thank Dr. Marlette, Dwayne, Dean Durrett, and of course our Vice President, Brett Baker, for facilitating that. In terms of the strategic direction, we're looking at art and theater. Insofar as art is concerned, we're planning the implementation of a gallery and proposed opening date to be announced soon in the near future. In terms of theater, we are working collaboratively with James Brownlee, Dwayne Durrett, and Vice President Endy to bring shows to the Wise County campus with the hope of starting a small theater group on that particular campus in support of student and community success. Trustees, with that I conclude my short presentation.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any questions or
Any
comments that you would
questions?
like to address at this point?
Thank you for all you're doing.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Chair, Trustees, Mr. President, thank you very much.
Okay. So agenda item number 4, Dr. Farmer will talk to us about future agenda items and meetings.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As Executive Vice President Dr. Andrew Cantrell mentioned earlier, we will be conducting our first public hearing on August 19th, 2019 at noon. The location of that meeting will be in the Mince Conference Room. On August 22nd, 2019 at 5 p.m. we will have public hearing number 2 here in the Strain Room. And then on August 29th, 2019 at 2 o'clock we will have our meeting to adopt the tax rate and the 2019-2020 budget here in the Strain Room. That concludes future meetings.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving right along.
Yes, ma'am. Upcoming events, announcements?
Yes,
That's
sir.
me? Okay, thank you. I want to let you know that coming up this weekend is our summer Shakespeare program, finishing up with Loves, Labors, Lost. Friday and Saturday at 7:30, Sunday at 4, and there's an administrator at the table to your right who is heavily involved in this, a prominent role. I'll let you guess which one that is. August 10th and 11th, also this week, our Children's Theater. Princess and the Pea for the kids, Saturday at 10, Sunday at 2 at the Alcac. Of course, these are free. And as you know, our fall semester does begin the 21st. Do want to let you know that you can put on your calendar, we're having our fall version of our student birthday party for the Sesquicentennial on August the 27th at about 11 o'clock in front of the Speaker Jim Wright Library. We'll be giving away cake and free t-shirts, etc. to the students. So if you want to come out and enjoy that short time, that'd be great. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Brent.
Did you say cake?
Yes, sir. I said thank you.
It's not pie now, it's cake. Okay. It was really neat last year.
You bet.
Well attended. You feed them, they'll come.
You bet.
Okay. That brings us to agenda item 9, which is scheduled as a closed session.
And Madam Chair, we have no need for a closed session today.
Those are lovely words. So that would bring us through 10 and 11 to item 12. I would like, and I am, of course, sitting in for Max Smith, who is our elected chair, and I'm just going to be so happy when he gets back, which he will be soon. But I'd like to say that as acting as chair, I'm very happy to see all of you present. I know what a busy time this is. Been here, done that, and I'm glad that all of you took time from your busy schedules to be here to help us make this college function. Grateful for the leadership and everybody that's working out there getting ready for registration. Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
And a
Second.
second. And all in favor? Thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Dan.